Welcome to today's video. I'm super excited that you're here. We're going to dive in exactly how I went from making $0 on the internet to my first $3,000, $5,000 months, how I was able to scale this into $25,000 a month, and now, years later, this same business model helped me get to $250,000 months. I'm not going to gatekeep. I'm literally going to give you everything. That's also why I'm going to do it very natural, unscripted. I'm going to do it literally on my iPad and explain everything to you. So make sure that you have a notebook, take notes because we're going to really dive into it. But first of all, maybe you're new to my channel and you don't know who I am exactly. So my name is Jet. I'm originally from the Netherlands, from a very small town. After not being able to become a police officer and then studying hospitality management, I found myself in a corporate job in London for Hilton hotels in the basement. And this was soul draining, and I needed to get out. I needed freedom. After trying a lot of ways to work online and failing at most of them, I actually got successful at high ticket services and I crushed that. And that is what I've been doing now for the past years and scaling that. Yeah, very, very big. And the great thing is that it is so accessible and possible for everyone. That's why this video really excites me, because I just want to give a lot of value so that more people are able to design their own life and get out of the jobs that they don't like and, finally start living the life that they want. Okay, cool. So let's dive into it. So in this video specifically, I want to dive into the first point, which is what is high ticket services, how does it work, and what are the different levels, okay? We're going to focus on that in this specific video. Then the next videos that are coming up are going to be why this business model, how to not fail at this business model, and also I'm going to share some really specific insider info, which is about the formulas that I've developed in terms of strategy, roadmap, dissecting each point of the formula that we use for high ticket services, which you will learn more about in the rest of this video. So without further ado, let's dive in. We're going to look at the first point now, which is what is high ticket services. And I first want to break down the word because some people might not actually know what it means. So first of all, I want to break down this word, services. I'm talking about providing most of the time online services, okay? You could also sell physical services, but via the internet, but I'm talking about services that are online. So what is a service? You're doing something for a business or for a person, right? So I can give a few examples of this. Could be, you're doing social media management, or maybe you are designing for them, right? Graphic design. Maybe you're building their websites, or maybe you're offering coaching services, consulting services. So it's basically providing a service to a business or a person. Okay, that's a service. Now let's talk about high ticket. So what do I mean with high ticket? High ticket for me means something different than for you. But I'm going to talk about the generalization of it, which is that we are selling this service high ticket, meaning that it should be above at least $1,000, so 1K. Okay, that is high ticket. The ticket we are selling the service for, the ticket we are selling this service for is at least above $1,000. So the ticket to access my services is at least above 1,000 US dollar in this case, right? Okay, so that's that word broken down. Now, there's also something to say about low ticket versus high ticket and the benefits. So I will dive briefly into that. Okay, so low ticket. So low ticket, let's say digital products even, could be a PDF. Okay, let's say you're selling this PDF for $27. Okay, now, if my goal is, which was my first goal, right, to replace my 9 to 5 in that corporate job, I needed to make at least 3K, $3,000 a month. Okay, now how many of these PDFs do I need to sell to get to 3K? That is like, I mean, I'm not going to calculate it right now. But it's a shit ton of, it's going to be like a lot. Right? So, I mean, really, it's is going to be a lot, a really, really big amount. Okay. And I'm still practicing how to use this. Anyways, I was going to duplicate it, but you get what I mean. It's like a lot, way more than I just drew here. So whereas if now we're going to talk about, selling a high ticket service. So already it's harder to sell a high ticket product. A product like a PDF for $1,000 or an ebook for $1,000 or this cup for, $1,000. Selling a high ticket product is already harder. So now let's say, right, what I mentioned, 1K. If I want to make 3K a month, it means I just need 3 customers of 1K each. And I already got there. It's just 3 clients, just 3 customers that I'm providing services to. Now, here's the other thing. Let's look at it monthly, because we want to make this a month, right? Not just once. And no, every single month, so we can replace our income. So in this case, for these products, most of the time someone buys a PDF or a product or whatever, just one, right? Not necessarily that they need that every single month. So that means that every single month you need to find again and again and again and again new customers. It's a lot of work. Whereas here we are providing a service like coaching, consulting, social media management, design, freelancing services, or we're a marketing agency. We are providing online services. And most of the time, people need this for a longer amount of time, right? Like a longer period. So what we essentially recommend is that you lock in contracts for at least minimum of 3 months. But to be honest, once you're good, it could be literally 6 to 12 months minimum, which means that you're locking in, let's say, so, right, 3 months minimum. That means that here, actually, I've already locked in 9K of revenue. If I do it for 6 months, it means, so 3 times, so math is not my strength, guys, and now I had calculating, I'm a bit nervous. Anyways, so you get what I mean, right? Then we're locking it in for 6 months or 12 months, obviously, this amount of revenue already, because these people will need our services every single month. So instead of having to keep looking for new clients or new customers or new people to sell to, we are just making sure that we make our clients very happy with our high ticket services, so that they will keep wanting to work with us every single month. So I'm not saying high ticket services is easy, guys. It's not necessarily. Nothing is easy that's worth doing. Well, what I'm saying is that if we compare the two next to each other, it does make more sense to me. And I got more success focusing on high ticket services than I ever did focusing on low ticket products, low ticket services, right? So that is why I'm specifically teaching high ticket services, selling high ticket services on the internet, right? Okay, now we got out of the way a little bit about what it is exactly. Let's dive into how you can start this. I'm going to get a little philosophical because it's important. So, how does this exactly work? First of all, what do we need to get started? Okay, we first need something that I call a niche. Okay, niche is the industry or the businesses, the sector that you're going to offer your services in. What specific area? And why is this so important? Because once we get specific, we can also have very specific offers that they can't refuse, specific branding, and obviously also doing lead generation and finding these clients is going to be much easier if you actually know who you are looking for. How do we find our niche? Now, what is very important for me is that you do something you love and that you actually enjoy, because otherwise you're just creating another 9 to 5 for yourself. So don't just Google most profitable. Don't Don't just Google most profitable niches, blah, 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 because then you're just chasing the money. We want to chase your passion because you're going to work much harder in something you love. So I want you to ask yourself, like, what are my hobbies right now? What are my existing skills? What do I love? What are my passions? And there's, of course, way more questions you can ask yourself to find this out. Based on that, you're going to think about, okay, what niche matches that, which specific business area, and what business owners match that. So let's go for a little example. Could have someone who is very artistic. Okay, then maybe you could do marketing services for artists and art galleries. Okay, maybe you love fitness. A lot of people love fitness. You could do marketing or provide services for gyms and personal trainers. Maybe when you're on your phone or you're scrolling on Pinterest, you always look at homeware. I know I do. I love homeware. Maybe you could do services for interior designers or homeware stores. Literally any passion you can throw at me, even drop it in the comments, and I probably will be able to find a good niche for it that you can work in. What happens now, if you truly love these subjects and you're going to work with these specific business owners and business models, it means that one, you're always looking at content and writing stuff and, obviously providing your service in a field that you love and enjoy. There might even be things that are familiar to you because, of course, you hear some of the jargon, some of the words, some of the names, the terms, and that already makes it easier for you. You're not then a complete newbie here. And also the third part is the people. So if you are an artist, probably you also know how to communicate and how an artist thinks. If you are into fitness, then you also know how a gym owner or personal trainer thinks. So this also makes your work just much easier because you're working with the people that you actually love communicating with, right? So that is very important. So yeah, the first part is definitely that niche. Okay. The second one we're going to connect to the niche is, now that we know our niche, let's think about the skill. So do you have right now any existing skills or expertises? Do you have maybe your current work, something we can translate into online world? Okay. This is what I want you to think about. So is there anything right now that you feel like you're more talented at, you're more going towards to, that is going to be useful? If not at all, you can also practice a few digital skills and services and see what obviously aligns the most with you. But if you already have a let's say, existing skill or expertise, then we're going to focus on that. If you love it, of course, if you enjoy doing it. So let's also dive into some examples of that. So let's say you always really love writing things for your friends, etc. Okay, then maybe your skill that we could focus on could be copywriting. Or maybe you love being creative and you're very visual. Okay, then maybe graphic design. Maybe you love technology, and searching and researching that type of stuff. You're good at numbers or whatever. You're more into tech, let's say space. Maybe you could learn how to build websites, right? Or maybe handwriting is a bit bad there, sorry. Or maybe you just really love being on social media and you're always there. Okay, maybe you can do social media management. Or if you have another expertise right now or a skill, maybe you could coach people in it. Maybe you consult businesses in this expertise, right? So what skill are we going to focus on? What are we going to become a master at? And now also why there is a link between these two, because it is important to ask yourself, does this specific niche, are they also in need of that, of that specific skill? Because let's say your niche is going to be farmers markets, then it doesn't really make sense if you're going to offer augmented reality filters and designs to them. But the farmers market could be really in need of SEO. So you also want to track back and think, okay, what are services and skills in need of that industry? So now we are going to link this to services. What exactly can we offer that our niche, the customers that we want to serve, the businesses that we want to serve can't refuse? Like, what is a really good offer for them? This is something, of course, you can research more in detail. What is in demand? What does that business model and that business type actually need? And then you can create really great offers that obviously make a lot of sense to them. But this is the cool thing, it's in a niche you love, so you're passionate about the people and about the industry. Secondly, it can be connected to skills you already have or skills you enjoy doing. And thirdly, then of course it's linked to a high ticket service, so that, again, going back to that, we can sell it for above 1K, and we can lock it in for 3 months, 6 months, and 12-month contracts, because the businesses really need those services, right? That's why it can be important as well to pick the right service. Okay. So that's very, basics of, let's say, how you can do it and how I would set it up. Now, what now? We determined the business foundation, so we now have our niche, we have our services, we have the skills, right? So little recap, we have our niche, we have the skills that we're going to master and work more on, and we have the services that we're going to provide and the offer. I would say this is pretty much the first foundation, the fundamental part you have to first determine and work out. This is when the fun starts. How are we now going to land clients in this specific business model? Okay, so that is going to be in this formula, TCESD. Okay, so that means so that stands for, we need to find traffic. We're going to fuel that traffic to our content. And now what we're going to do is we're going to create engagement, which is going to derive into sales calls and sales conversations. And now we're going to deliver the services. And I will briefly touch base on each of them. So for traffic, we want to generate some sort of traffic. Now, there's lots of methods for that, and lots of different platforms where you can advertise and promote your high ticket services. So we're talking about social media. You can, of course, have organic traffic from your reels and your content going viral. You could also do Facebook ads and get paid traffic. You can also do hybrid ads, which is something we teach in our programs, which is a mix of the two. And then you could also do outbound, which is what I would advise newbies who don't have a budget for ads and things like this. So they can literally do outbounds and start messaging and engaging with their ideal customer avatar, with the businesses that they want to reach. Okay, so we need to create some sort of traffic. Now we're going to bring that to content. So this content can be content on social media. It can also be on service providing platforms that you're going to set up yourself. We want to create content that, again, relates back to the niche and the services that we offer. And that's very specific, so that the niche and your ideal customer avatar that you're obviously wanting to attract is going to see your content and going to be like, yes, this is for me. That is what we want to achieve. Okay. From the content, we're going to create engagement, so comments or replies to your outreaches, right? We want to create engagement, so people engaging back with us. And we want to have conversations. And these conversations we want to turn into discovery calls, okay? That's a critical sales point. So the goal is that we're going to book in discovery calls for our high ticket services. And on these calls, we're going to explain our services. We're going to give case studies and show our portfolio and things like that. And we're going to be able to lock in these clients now for those packages that we spoke about, above 1K and minimum of 3 months. That all happens on this discovery call. And therefore, you need to get some sales skills as well. And then we're going to deliver the service to them, aka we're going to execute the service. We're going to collaborate with them, work with them on an ongoing basis. Now, that part is actually very often overlooked, but you should make sure that you give your client the best client experience possible, because in that way they will stay with you, they will want to renew with you, and they will recommend you to other people as well. Okay, so this is literally the exact system to land high ticket clients online. Very simplified, but this is the formula we follow. Now we're going to talk about the levels. So what levels in here can you actually reach with high ticket services? So as I explained, I went from, making nothing to making 3 to 5K a month, replacing my first, my corporate job. Then I scaled this into 25K plus months and then into 250K plus months. So basically, let's talk about the levels. The first one is freelancing, which is what I did to get to my first 3 to 5K months and replace my corporate job. Basically, it just means you're just one man show, one woman show, and you are offering the services to someone, to a business or a person. Okay. And therefore, because you just want to make 3 to 5K a month, it could be that you get 3 clients of 1K. It could be that you get 5 clients of 1K. It could also be that you can obviously up your packages at some point and you get 3 clients of 2K each once you get good, etc., etc. So still with freelancing, I would say you can comfortably still get from 0 to 10, and then if you optimize your services and up your pricing, I feel like you could also get to 20K months as a freelancer. At that point you might want to scale, and that is the next level. So the next level from here is going to scaling into an agency. You have your solid offers, your solid niche, you have proven concept because you're selling really good here. You have your clients, but now you don't have enough time anymore to take on more clients. So this is when you want to start an agency and you want to start hiring people under you that are going to either do the service for you or basically just take time off your plate, so that you have more time to take on more clients. And there's different ways to scale agencies. We will not dive into that in this video, but that would be the next step. And with that, you can comfortably get to 25K, even to 100K, or more as an agency model, right? Cool. Okay, then you've scaled your agency to multiple 6-figure months. Now I feel like you really have gained the skill, the expertise. You have also the proof that you know what you are doing. And now you could get started into, for example, consulting, coaching industry, which is what I did. Once I had enough proof that obviously, I've been building freelancing business myself, agencies, getting to multi 6 figures, doing it for multiple years. That is personally only when I started coaching others on how to become a freelancer, right? How to do the same, how to sell high ticket services. So this is why I don't think everyone should just start at level 3. You should first make sure that you really know your skill, you have the proof, you have done it for multiple years, and then I think you are qualified to teach someone else how to do something. But like we just discussed before, it could be that either you are watching this, you're a newbie, you have no skills, you have never done any high ticket services online, then you should start here. Or maybe you're a freelancer right now, but you keep charging low ticket, like $300, $200. Okay, then you should focus on how to get good at selling high ticket services. Maybe you're a service provider freelancing who's crushing it right now. Then you could move on to the next level. You could build your agency, outsource, and scale up. Or maybe you're someone watching this who already has really an expertise and a skill and something proven that they can actually teach others. Then you could actually start selling, coaching services, consulting services. Everyone is going to be at a different level here, but I'm sure you guys can self-identify where you're at, what would be your next step to scale further at this point. But the cool thing is for me is that all of these skills was all with high ticket services. Everything I've ever done has been high ticket services. The success I've had is selling high ticket services at different levels and in different ways, but it's all been high ticket services that I gained from digital skills, from learning a digital skill and then offering those services. So cool. Now, as I told you already, in the next videos, we're going to dissect and break down these other 3 points that I have right here. I will also, in next videos, dive deeper into, for example, how to find your niche, how to develop your skill, how to get really good, and our famous TCESD formula. I will make video content for every single topic so that you know exactly what we do in there. So, what I would invite you to do is, if you haven't yet, subscribe to our channel, make sure that you follow our videos and our content. If you have any questions, our inbox is also always open. You can ask us anything. And of course, if you'd like to know more about our program, where we've basically helped people, literally, we have students who are at zero, who are a mom of 2 kids, who are now doing 10K months. We also have people who just wanted to make a little bit more, who are doing 3K months. We have people who are doing huge stuff, who are doing over 20K months. If you want any guidance in high ticket service providing, either you're a newbie, you're an existing service provider, you want to scale further, you're a coach, and you don't know how to structure your coaching business to go to multi seven figures, then feel free to book a short 15-minute call with us. It's a completely free call. It's with Iris. She's amazing. She's actually been in the travel industry and freelancing in that niche, which she really loves, for years. So she's very knowledgeable, and you're more than welcome to book a free 15-minute call with her to see if we can help you, what exactly that would look like, and also to ask any questions. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was valuable. It was my first time actually using this thing. I'm doing it this way. I'm sure we'll get faster and get better at it, so please bear with me. But I think it's a good teaching style because it helps you to take things in more. I think it's more interactive than slides and things like that. But also curious to hear your opinion about that. So yeah, I hope to see you in the next video, and lots of love from Jet.